Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? It's your boy Neutron the Don. This is your Feel Me TV. Tap in with your boy. Make sure you share this like this and subscribe. If you're watching this on Facebook, make sure you go to my YouTube, subscribe to Feel Me TV. You on Instagram, make sure you go give me a subscribe, give me a follow. Wherever you watching this at. What's good? What's good? What's good? Your boy Neutron the Don in the building. Back with another one. Had to goddamn come on back. Let's goddamn get it pop. Get it popping right quick. Mm-hmm. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Mm, 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 mm.
Fuck what they talking about. Just cut on the beat. Stay on the sidewalk. Cause you wasn't in the street. Fuck what they talking about. Just cut on the beat. Stay on the sidewalk. Cause you wasn't in the street.
You wasn't in the street. Come on in.
Fuck what they talking about. 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 Born in.
What's good? What's good? What's good? This one right here. You know what I'm saying? This is a big thing, you know. Big thing on the internet right now, you know. You also can, yeah, it's a big thing on the internet right now. It's more than the internet. It's finna come back in the law. History is rewriting itself as we can see, unraveling. Like for a long time, everybody was talking, oh, you don't know where you come from. You come from Africa. We ain't never believed that shit. My grandma ain't never told me to come from no damn Africa. Nobody. You understand that? We've been here. Like my question to you is, and y'all so-called native and all this, okay, how the hell you built this country and you stayed in teepees? Make that make sense. Damn, I'm gonna go build a damn castle and go back to the teepee. Hold up, man. Hold up. Make this make sense. I'm gonna go build a goddamn castle and go back and go live in the teepee. I'm gonna go build a fucking castle and go live in a motherfucking teepee. You man, get the fuck out of here, man. Listen, man, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. History is rewriting itself. It's rewriting itself. The narratives, listen, the words, that's why our ancestors invented them internet, invented them everything. That's why they invented this shit, just for us to wake up and learn who the hell we are. They can't tell no lie no more. You can't lie no more. You can't tell no damn lie no more, bro. Like, you got to think about it. Why this thing that's going on right now with the immigration? Like, why you think this is happening? It needed to happen. It needed to happen. And hey, I don't see what's the problem going back home, because for a long time they talking about what they got. I mean, you don't accumulate so much wealth. You should be able to go back home and go buy your mansion. Over here, you don't accumulate so much wealth that you should be go back home and accumulate some wealth. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You should be able to do something. Now, this story right, let's listen right here. He gonna tell us. Let's see my boy. He's called, what's his name? Oob TV. He did a bit of a documentary, America is Egypt. It's called America is Egypt right here. This is my reaction to this. Fair use under the Constitution. Fair use for this is my criticism, my opinion. Be able to criticize and educate and inform about what is going on. So fair use act, fair use.
Referred to as the New World. But was it though? Why didn't they care to teach the ancient history of America while we were in school? Except for those deceptive fables of the civilized tribes. The only history we were taught began in 1492. It's almost like the history of America didn't exist before then. What was going on before 1492? Now, if you had the calcified charlatans tell you, not much, just a group of teepee-dwelling savages who made crude pottery and could barely even construct even the most elementary civilizations. And those meager civilizations are definitely not worth mentioning in history class. If it wasn't Babylon, ancient Egypt, Greece, or Rome, then history wasn't worth studying according to them. And yet the histories of Babylon, Egypt, Greece, or Rome are supposed to be connected to them via their knowledge of ancient history. How could the supposedly most advanced civilization in the world lose over 1,000 years of their own established history? If Egypt fell under the jurisdiction of Rome, and in the last days of the Holy Roman Empire, or during the colonial era, why did they need the Rosetta Stone to decipher the language that they should have already known? Could these people be tricksters who are constantly changing information to alter history? It's not just about deception, it's about controlling the narrative and taking credit for other people's achievements, in addition to falsifying history. They'll have you believing that they built everything in America, in every large city in America that now sits, when in reality, most of the large cities on the continent were ancient cities that were built upon after colonialism.
Switch to TurboTax. File free in the app by 2/28. All 100% free. Now this is taxes.
For years, we've been having this Pan-African switcheroo going on where Black people have totally bought into the idea that they came from Africa. And to compound this, there are agents on both sides to perpetuate the theory and develop an entire psyop behind it. You'll hear things like Africa had a rich history of civilization and world contributions. In the history of West Africa, where supposedly Black Americans are from, is there a fraction of the history written into its land or culture or genetics? When I refer to history being written on the land in its culture,
script. They wrote a script.
What are the oldest bodies in the ground in the land? And what are the works that surround the oldest bodies in the land? It's almost ironic how the oldest signs of any humanity on the continent of Africa are hybrid ape species. And yet sub-Saharan Africans have none of this DNA. So if all mankind supposedly descended from hominin species out of Africa, why is it that the oldest populations of so-called Africans don't have any of this hominin DNA?
Tell them, preach.
It's like I've said before. If you believe that you evolved from an ape in Africa, but the concept of America being Egypt and the ancient Holy Land is unbelievable, then this may not be the message for you. So we probably do not operate on the same frequency. You're probably vaccinated and have already been pumped full of chimpanzee adenovirus, simian virus 40, and other monkey DNA through your blind compliance to the powers that you swear you don't worship, but obey as though they're your God. It's already in your DNA. So indeed, you may be the smartest ape in the jab line.
Oh shit. My boy said he might be part of the ape in the jab line. Yeah, let me pause right there.
Why are the oldest humans found in the Americas?
Yeah, they this say the oldest bones over there came from the damn Lucy thing. The damn man, we ain't come from no damn apes. That's the craziest shit ever. The hell. So your furthest, they said your furthest. Well, I remember one day I was on TikTok and the space did say our fur fell off. Man, he come from no damn ape. They might have did. I mean, the white tea people, they might have did whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? The Caucasoid race. You know what I'm saying? They came the Caucasus Mountain. They might have came from this shit, but I ain't come from no damn ape. Damn sure ain't come from no damn Africa. Let's go.
And why are the oldest Homo erecti found in Africa? Naya, found in the Maya territory of the Yucatan, Luzia, found in Brazil, were both black women in America, with features classified as African. But this was at a time when the Siberians hadn't made it to America first yet. So what explains their presence in the Americas? Not to mention Clyde Perry, the South Carolina man with the world's oldest Y-DNA male genetics.
Clyde Perry. Look up Clyde Perry.
Meanwhile, the oldest hominin species, such as Homo erectus and Homo afarensis and other species in that order that are considered the oldest progenitors of mankind, are scattered throughout the entirety of the African continent, north and south of the Sahara line. These erect Homo and Australopithecine are all progenitors of Neanderthal, of which so-called sub-Saharan Africans have zero DNA. How is this possible?
Yeah, when you wake up, we're gonna go outside after I get done with this show.
The term sub-Saharan African DNA is a misnomer in itself. It implies that it includes the entirety of the sub-Saharan African continent.
Yes.
But it doesn't. Sub-Saharan DNA specifically applies to the little pocket in West Africa where supposedly all American blacks descend from. Yet the oldest Y DNA is from Clyde Perry, a supposed black man in South Carolina. The rest of the African continent is comprised of populations with varying amounts of Neanderthal DNA. Now, if American blacks are supposedly from this pocket in West Africa and also have a rich history, then my question would be, what history is that? Are you personally familiar with the history of West Africa, the documented history of West Africa, or the indigenous legends of West Africa?
Oh, let's do it. Tell me, brother. Tell me, brother. I should have known the ad was coming.
Hi, my name is Tammy.
You finna start cooking. I should have known the ad was coming, chat. I should have known the ad was coming now. Come on now. Where y'all at? Let's do some history now. Come on now.
By a litany of brainwashed pro-black Pan-African race hustlers who swear they hate the white man, but accept his information as gospel.
Oh man, you can't do Tyreek like that.
And when you tell them that
come on,
you're not African, you're American, they will tell you that you hate yourself.
Up there, but not.
Imagine the mindfuckery at play.
Come on now, ooh. Come on now, ooh. Why you got Tyreek up there? Come on, man. Cut it out, man. Let's
Especially from
continue
a
though.
person who accepts the fact they descend from a monkey. So, what of all of this rich history from West Africa, from which American Negroes are descended? What history is that? Are you familiar with the oldest archaeological sites in West Africa? Are you familiar with the oldest archaeological sites in South Africa? Are you familiar with the oldest documented history of West Africa?
No.
And if you are familiar, exactly what part of that history was so rich, and exactly what part of that history applies to you? There are only a fraction of the archaeological sites and civilizational distribution in comparison. There is barely a trace of innovation in that area where they say Negroes descend. Furthermore, sites like Iwo Iliru show signs of erect homos, a divergent species that are not related to American Negroes who were supposedly living there since the existence of man. And if geographic proximity and sexual selection are the two key factors in the genetics of men, how is it possible that quote unquote sub-Saharan Negroes have none of this erect homo DNA?
Let me tell you why, because I think that sub-Saharan African shit is made up. Like, what the hell? Sub-Saharan. I be hearing a lot of that talking points. Sub-Saharan, man, that sounds like some bullshit. I don't believe in that sub-Saharan African shit. I know we ain't covering no damn Africa. Let's go.
Well, that was until colonialism. They used the out of Africa theory to trick people into adopting the monkey to man theory blindly. Then they packaged it with the Siberian ice migration theory and taught it in schools. And once you learned this theory, you were considered smart, the head of the class.
Huh?
But you can go ahead and chuck that syllabus in the trash. Because if you can believe their bullshit your entire life, you can listen to my bullshit for a few more minutes.
I have to mute that music. I don't want to get flagged for this music. You know what I mean? I have to mute that. I don't, you know. But yeah. It's still going. So, but yeah, man. Building damn TPs to pyramids. Build another pyramid. You built the TB. Let me see you build another damn pyramid. Shout out to Dave Triple. You know what I'm saying? Beats by Dave Triple. I don't own the rights to this music, but let's see. I'm gonna pause that music. That music, like they say up there in Memphis, that music. Let's see, we're back.
America being Egypt. A synonym for Egypt is the word bondage. What part of America did the most so-called Africans end up in bondage?
Yeah.
If all Africans from this pocket in West Africa ended up in America, by which port did they embark on the continent? We go back to the deep, dirty South, the port of New Orleans, to the portion of the continent with the highest concentration of supposedly enslaved Africans. We also detail the ancient civilizations and tribes who inhabited that region to see if there's any connection between America and Egypt.
The world is a stage, man. The world is a fucking stage. We got to get off this game that they be playing with us. We know who the mound builders is. Emerald, Mississippi. Because you think about it, every place in America. You even got a Palestine in America. This is crazy. It's a big ass game.
As mentioned in earlier episodes, there are several archaeological sites in the Americas, specifically North America, that are older than the Egyptian pyramids. Dating back over 5,000 years, the supposed construction date of the pyramids is around 4,700 years ago. In North America, these archaeological sites are concentrated along the Mississippi Valley, with the oldest sites being in Louisiana, according to the commonly held narrative of the scholars.
You see all these fucking mounds?
What most people don't know is that there are even more sites that are unaccounted for because they have literally been destroyed and built upon. We've detailed cities like Kansas City, downtown, St. Louis, and Memphis, just to name a few, but there are far more that we have yet to mention. And although these cities may have new names, they are still ancient cities. And yet no one seems to know anything about them.
Factor just
I know every time you start cooking, but I knew the ad was coming. You can't hide this history no more. We woke now. Let's go.
If we were just to compare parallel locations, New Orleans, Louisiana would be the Alexandria, Egypt of America.
Stack game Bob.
Sitting at the mouth of the Mississippi, aka the Euphrates, mistitled as the Nile. This location is at the entrance of the Egyptian Sea, aka Gulf of America. As previously mentioned, the mouth of the Great River cannot be at the Mediterranean Sea and also at the Great Sea and western border of Lebanon. This is a biblical geographic contradiction. Not only is the Mediterranean not the Great Sea, which is obviously the Pacific Ocean, the largest body of water on Earth, and western border of the true Lebanon on the west coast of America, as distinguished by the oldest and tallest trees in the world, as referenced in several passages in the Old Testament, but it is also not the Egyptian Sea, because the misnomered Nile does not have the 7 strings, as referenced in Isaiah.
Yes.
Be all this as it may, the importance of this location specifically is the fact that the city lies at the mouth of the Mississippi. The reason why the French are so important is because they were the first Europeans to colonize this area and are essential to the heist of ancient Egypt and the information regarding its history. During the French supposed invasion of Egypt in the Middle East, they discovered a lost history of Egypt that no one Arab historian cared enough to even study or translate in over 1,000 years. Does it even make sense that France was the first to translate the Egyptian language or its history? Even the sense of being a lost civilization is a contradiction as well. Not only was Egypt a Roman province, it was a Byzantine province.
See, I know we could read it. We went and translated for them. So they figured out they probably got to sell out the translated form. You know what I'm saying? Somebody probably sold us out and translated form. We weren't trying to pass that knowledge on. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Province after that. Not to mention King Louis IX went to war in Egypt. All of these people from Europe should have known how to read hieroglyphics at the very least, but they didn't even paint pictures of the pyramids. You know, art existed at the time, but the fact that nobody even cared to draw a pyramid is nasty work. Search medieval paintings of pyramids from over 1,000 years ago and see if any exist. And do it fast before AI starts changing history by going back and adding bullshit to cover their tracks. Of the hundreds of thousands to millions of people that lived in Cairo, a Roman city, a blind bird's eye view less than 3 miles from Giza for thousands of years.
What happened to the pyramids?
Since the Greco-Roman era, nobody knew shit and nobody drew shit. And when they did actually start making art depicting the pyramids, it was this shit. And this shit. And this shit.
Oh,
And what the
shit.
fuck is this shit?
Damn. What the fuck is that? Knocking off all the noses. Yeah. You sure when they told I Show Speed, they said the new king would knock off the
New undiscovered history, right after they spoiled the Indians and double-crossed them in land treaties. Ironic, don't you think?
Hold up. Look at that. What do you say?
Crossed them in land treaties.
Hold up.
The world has the French to thank for all this new undiscovered history, right after they spoiled the Indians and double-crossed them in land treaties. Ironic, don't you think?
I think they wouldn't have built that shit. They wouldn't have built that shit like a Hollywood set. I think they wanted to look at the city of New Orleans.
Now, how exactly the French were able to stake a claim to a land they didn't actually own or inhabit is a wild mystery in itself. But it's also very essential in understanding their war tactics.
Man, that's crazy.
Even crazier is the fact that through the French claim to the vast land in the middle of America, Napoleon was supposedly the largest landowner in America, without ever having stepped foot on the continent. At this point, it's not even a wild speculation to question the outright existence of Napoleon in general. I mean, really, it seems like Napoleon was everywhere and nowhere at the same damn time. How difficult could it have been to fabricate a mythical, non-existent war hero ghost character at the time when long-distance communication was at the breakneck speed of one horse?
Yeah.
It's ironic. That's how the Rothschilds became rich during a war fought by Napoleon. But I digress. It's important to note, it must be understood that after the transfer of Louisiana territory to the Americans were under no obligation to honor any treaties that the Indians had previously made with the French. All of these treaties between supposedly different European nations concerning the lands that were being inhabited by Indians were initiated under the notion that the Indians would be killed or enslaved if not in compliance, and the land would be taken by force.
That black ass Indian. Where them natives at?
This was a gentleman's agreement made by Europeans amongst themselves, not to interfere in each other's plans to subjugate the Indians and steal their land.
Don't mind my ass, but you see that black ass Indian? What the hell? What happened? They playing games.
And the land would be taken by force. This was a gentleman's agreement made by Europeans amongst themselves, not to interfere in each other's plans to subjugate the Indians and steal their land. Remember, the Treaty of Fontainebleau was a secret agreement between Louis XV of France and Charles of Spain, that France would give Spain the country known as Louisiana, as well as New Orleans. Louis XV of France and Charles III of Spain were cousins. They did this before the resolution of the French-Indian War in 1763. They did this before losing the eastern half of their supposed territory from the Mississippi River to the Appalachian Mountains. After the war, the French war refugees migrated south to the French-controlled territory in Louisiana, only to find out it was ruled by Spain. They got bamboozled by their own king, whose only request for the exchange of free land was to assure the safety of French Catholics in Louisiana. As you can see, they're playing war games with a serious pattern of duplicitous treaties, vast amounts of land being traded in a bloodless war. So how did France end back up owning Louisiana territory? Recall the Third Treaty of San Ildefonso, another secret agreement between France and Spain, in which Spain would trade the entire Louisiana territory for territories in Tuscany. So to put this into perspective, the entire Louisiana territory is over 800,000 square miles, and the entirety of Tuscany is only 8,000 square miles. Louisiana territory is literally 100 times bigger than Tuscany. So if you thought the Treaty of Fontainebleau was crazy, this treaty, the Third Treaty of San Ildefonso, is even crazier.
Ridiculous.
After the American Revolution and eventually after the Louisiana Purchase, the Indians were essentially usurped by the Americans, who were more responsible than the French were for destroying the mounds, while the French were more liable for the larceny and rebranding of history. I want to mention LaSalle. LaSalle is almost a mythical figure in the colonization of Louisiana. Quote Charlton's Web, René Robert Cavalier, Sieur de LaSalle.
LaSalle
Was a 17th century French explorer and fur trader in North America. He explored the Great Lakes region of the United States and Canada and the Mississippi River. He is best known for an early 1682 expedition in which he canoed the lower Mississippi River from the mouth of the Illinois River to the Gulf of Mexico. So they're saying that he canoed from the Illinois River to the Gulf of Mexico in 1682. There on April 9th, 1682, he claimed the Mississippi River basin for France.
That nigga canoed.
Stop taking meeting
Man, get
notes
the
and
fuck
let
out of here. Canoed? Man, you be tired as fuck. Man, you know what a fucking canoe is? He canoed? What else, Jamaica? That nigga say he canoed.
After
What
giving
the-
it the name La Louisiane in honor of St. Louis, Louis IX, and Louis XIV. One source states that he acquired France, the most fertile half of the North American continent. A later ill-fated expedition in 1687 to the Gulf Coast of Mexico, today the U.S. state of Texas,
Crazy
gave
ass
the
nigga.
United States a putative claim to Texas
You're right
in the
yourself.
purchase of the Louisiana Territory from France in 1803. LaSalle was assassinated during that expedition. So he was assassinated trying to explore the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, I
Although
wonder.
Joliet and Marquette preceded him on the upper Mississippi in their journey,
Hold up. I wonder who knocked off LaSalle. He got a street named off on LaSalle Street. I wonder who it was. Probably American Indian. The nigga knocked his ass until he was exploring somewhere. See what they'll do? They'll go out and try to find it. That's not exploring. They trying to go find new land to take over, report back to the army. Oh, there's some more land over there, some more. Just go take this land. That's what the fuck they trying to do. Like, ain't no such thing as exploration. Like, this thing about any college you hear, they say founded. They never say built. Oh, this was founded by. Yeah, they went and found some shit. You ain't never built shit. They went and found some shit. Let's continue.
of 1673 and 74, LaSalle extended exploration and France's claim all the way to the river's mouth. Although the existing historical evidence does not indicate that LaSalle ever reached the Ohio Allegheny Valley. And I just wanted to read this part because I thought it was interesting. The Seneca told LaSalle of a great river called the Ohio, which flowed into the sea, the Vermilion Sea. So do you think that possibly there was some sort of catastrophe that actually changed the ways that the river flows? Is there any way that the Colorado could have connected to a tributary of the Mississippi? At some point, did the land change and allow a direct trip from the Mississippi to the Red Sea, aka Baja California? And all that basically would mean is that the watersheds between the Colorado and the Mississippi at some point would combine, maybe somewhere around the Red River, or possibly the Missouri, or possibly the Arkansas, really. So I did just want to give you the background on LaSalle, who was this mythical figure who was assassinated
I think that
on
made
his
all
expedition. But he also claimed the mouth of the Mississippi for France. So you see these games they're playing. He can claim it just because he claimed to navigate it.
Yeah, just claims shit. Just claims shit. Just mines.
I also want to mention Alabama, Mobile and Biloxi in particular.
Shout out
Those
Mobile.
two cities are both early French operations in this area along the Gulf Coast. They have their own rivers and watershed, and those rivers led inland to the states of Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and Mississippi. And all of those civilizations are an empire themselves. And that area requires its own episode. So for the purposes of time, I like to keep this discussion geographically limited to this particular area around the lower Mississippi region. Because the other area deserves its own episode. I gotta educate my people. And there's no way to really give it the amount of attention it deserves in this episode.
Ooh, he's doing his thing.
New Orleans was one of the most important French possessions on the mainland continent due to its ancient and strategic location. It wasn't the first possession on the mainland. They had already set up colonies in the north, in Acadia, Quebec, and Montreal.
Hey, how do you feel about how y'all liking the show so far? How y'all liking the show so far? Because it's real educational. He's dropping some facts in this motherfucker. I'm like, I'm learning some shit as I'm watching. I hope y'all enjoying the show.
But the southern end of the Mississippi was an enormous feat for the French on the continent. In 1701, the French built a fort directly on top of a mound located on the south end of Lake Pontchartrain in present-day New Orleans. Placed at an elevated location on the lake's edge, this fort was key for defense purposes and controlling trade upstream. Quote from FEMA.
We've been trapping.
Fucking everybody.
Like, hold on, you see, like we had the ports, we had everything that came. We've been trapping, bro. You wonder why we such motherfucking badass hustlers. Shit, it's like we've been selling, man. They took everything, even your damn skin color, bro. They took every damn thing. Hold on, I got
millions at a time. New Orleans, pottery sherds, animal bones, and pieces of clay tobacco pipes are among the items recently discovered by a team of archaeologists under contract to the FEMA agency surveying land near Bayou St. John in New Orleans. It was a bit of a surprise to find this, says FEMA Louisiana Recovery Office Deputy Director of Programs Andre Cadogan. I mean, what a title. Referencing a small broken pottery fragment. Oh, it was a bit of a surprise to find pottery. We clearly discovered pottery from the late Marksville period, which dates
did that. Hold on.
300 to 400 AD.
Hold up. Why do it sound like that? I ain't mean to put that buffer back on normal. Supposed to do that one. My bad.
The pottery was nice, easily dateable. They knew, hey, we can date this shit easy. It was 1,500 years ago. We know this. 400 AD, lock it in. Easily dateable and much earlier than we expected, much earlier. This is exciting news for historians and tribal communities as it represents some of the only intact prehistoric remains of its kind south of Lake Pontchartrain. So that's some nice stuff. I wonder, what does it look like? What is it? The Bayou St. John spot holds a prominence in New Orleans history throughout the years, serving as the location of a Native American occupation. A French fort, a Spanish fort, an American fort, a resort hotel, and then an amusement park. I wonder how many other mounds or cities this has happened to. A French fort, a Spanish fort, an American fort, a resort hotel, and then an amusement park. Through a series of shovel tests and methodological excavation, the archaeologists discovered evidence of the early Native Americans, the colonial period, and the hotel. The historical record tells us that the shell midden or mound, okay, so now it's a shell midden or mound. You see how they say this? Okay, so a shell midden actually implies debris. So these shell mounds were used as debris mounds by the indigenous Americans. So on one hand, it was like a big pile of trash when they call it a shell midden, but they find pottery that was nice and easily datable in the trash pile, all right? So just be careful with the terminology they use to decide what is what. The historical record tells us that the shell midden or mound created by the Native American occupation was destroyed by the French when they built their fort here. Destroyed by the French when they built their fort here, says Cadogan. However, we've discovered that through archaeology, rather than destroy the midden, the French cut the top off of it and used it as a foundation for their fort. FEMA's work near Bayou St. John is part of an agreement with the State Historic Preservation Office, Indian tribes, and the state to perform archaeological surveys of parks and public land in the city of New Orleans. It falls under FEMA's Environmental and Historic Preservation Program, which evaluates historical and environmental concerns that may arise from projects funded by federal dollars. FEMA hazard mitigation funding was used for thousands of home elevations and reconstructions throughout Louisiana, rather than evaluate every property for archaeological remains. A nearly impossible task, which is probably true. FEMA, the State Historic Preservation Office, and various consulting parties signed an agreement which allowed FEMA to conduct alternate studies, such as the archaeological surveys.
Hush.
Taxes was chasing updates. Now taxes.
Do you text? Hey, hush. That's enough. Damn dog, be quiet.
I tried everything. Coffee, Pomodoro, and binaural beats.
So yeah, FEMA, they're doing archaeology now, guys. Listen to this. The surveys do not offset potential destruction of archaeological resources on private property from the home mitigations, but also give us a leg up on any future storms.
FEMA need to be investigated.
So the surveys don't offset potential destruction of archaeological resources on private property, but it also gives us a leg up on any future storms. We are helping the state of Louisiana learn about its history as well as provide information that leads to preparedness for the next event, says Cadogan. And it goes on to say some other.
Hey, listen, part two. We coming back with part two. I gotta let these damn dogs. These dogs getting on my nerves, man. Y'all hear him crying? You hear him crying? Part two. I will be back. I will be back. We out of here. We out of here.
In the street, probably gon' die in. Product of my environment, BSP be my environment. You can't walk a mile in my soul. I suggest that you be quiet then. So you got it on your mind, so I took it off his chest. He shoulda came correct, knowing you ain't built like that.